Welcome. In this video, we're going to show you how to estimate square roots and how to do it a little bit more exactly so we can get to the nearest tenth of a unit. When you get to problem number 7 today, they ask you to estimate 4 different irrational numbers, 4 different square roots, but this time they want you to get to the nearest tenth of a unit. We're going to show you how. The first thing we need to know is for the square root of 19, if we want to estimate it to the nearest tenth, is to first figure out what are the units, the whole numbers, the integers it is closest to. Since I know the square root of 16 is equal to 4, and the square root of 25 is equal to 5, I know that the square root of 19, which sits somewhere between the square root of 16 and the square root of 25, will have an answer that's somewhere between 4 and 5. So I know my final answer is going to be something 4 point, and the question is, what comes after that? Well, from 16 to 25, I know from 25 down to 16, there's a difference of 9 units. So in other words, when I go from 4 to 5, I travel by 9 units on the square root number line. And I also know that 19 is 3 units above 16. So I could say, for 19, we are 4 3/9 of the way from 16 to 25. I also know that 3/9 is equal to 1/3, and as a decimal, 1/3 is equal to 0.33. So if it's about 3/9 of the way from 16 to 25, I could estimate that my final answer is somewhere around 4.33. If I had to round that to the nearest tenth, I would say that my final answer is 4.3. For reasons you'll learn in high school, this is not a perfect way to estimate. If I actually do out the square root of 19, my answer is 4.358, or it would end up being 4.36 to the nearest tenth of a unit, or the nearest hundredth of a unit. So when you get to high school, you'll figure out how to even get further than the nearest tenth and how to start getting an estimate closest to the nearest hundredth or the nearest thousandth.